Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Now we will continue with the external carotid artery. In the previous classes, we have covered the external carotid artery, its origin, course, relations, branches, and we have covered the branches of the external carotid artery like superior thyroid artery, ascending pharyngeal artery, facial artery, and lingual artery. So we have covered all these in the previous classes. The other branches we will see in this class. Those who have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe now so that you will receive the continuation of the head and neck classes, also histology, embryology. In our channel, we have added a new playlist, Important Anatomy in 50 videos. You just go through the 50 videos, you will be able to cover 60 to 70% of the anatomy questions. So do subscribe now. Now we will move on to this topic. External carotid artery, other branches. So we have covered the superior thyroid artery, lingual artery and facial artery, which are the anterior branches of the external carotid artery. And also we have covered the ascending pharyngeal artery, which is the one medial branch of external carotid artery. So now we are seeing the occipital artery. This is the posterior branch of external carotid artery, opposite to the origin of the facial artery. Exactly opposite to the origin of the facial artery. So this is the facial artery and this is the occipital artery. Yes, this is the facial artery and this is the occipital artery, opposite the origin of the facial artery. The artery passes backward and upward along and under cover of the posterior belly of digastric muscle. In its further course, the artery passes deep to the sternomastoid, splenius capitis and longissimus capitis and lodges in a groove on the medial side of the mastoid bone. So it enters the posterior triangle, then lodges in a groove on the medial side of the mastoid bone. So occipital artery is also a content of the posterior triangle. From the carotid triangle, it reaches the posterior triangle. So this is the good picture to show it lodges in a groove on the mastoid process. So branches of occipital artery, you can remember sternomastoid branches, that is the muscular branches, usually 2 in number. So sternomastoid, then next branch is the mastoid, which enters the cranial cavity through the mastoid foramen. Other branches, meningeal branches, which enter the skull through the jugular foramen. Muscular branches, occasional auricular branch, descending branches, divides into superficial and deep branches. And the occipital branch, this is the branch which is reaching the scalp. In the scalp we have learnt behind the auricle, the one of the arteries which supplies behind the auricle is this occipital artery. So this branch reaches the posterior part of the scalp. So we have completed the occipital artery, which is the posterior branch of external carotid artery, and we should remember its relation to the mastoid process. So now we will move on to the next branch, posterior auricular artery. It also arises from the posterior part of the external carotid artery, but it is above the origin of occipital artery. So this posterior auricular artery is not given in the carotid triangle. Only 5 branches are given in the carotid triangle: ascending pharyngeal artery, superior thyroid artery, lingual artery, facial artery and occipital artery. This branch is given in the digastric triangle, posterior part of the digastric triangle. So it is above the origin of occipital artery. Termination, on reaching the interval between the this is the posterior auricular artery. On reaching the interval between the mastoid process and the auricle, it divides into auricular and occipital branches. So this is the external carotid artery running in the posterior part of the digastric triangle. So here this branch is given, this is the posterior auricular artery. It divides mainly auricular and also occipital. So auricular will supply auricle, occipital is reaching again the scalp. Branches, stylomastoid artery. So this artery, in the occipital artery, we told mastoid a branch. Here we have to remember stylomastoid artery. It enters the stylomastoid foramen, supplies the facial nerve, tympanic cavity, mastoid air cells, and semicircular canals. So auricular branch to the auricle, occipital branch to reach the scalp. So we have covered the posterior auricular artery. So the next we have to cover the terminal branches of external carotid artery. So these are the two terminal branches of external carotid are the superficial temporal artery and maxillary artery. So this superficial temporal artery we will cover in this class. Maxillary artery itself is a separate question. So we will see the little details of maxillary artery. Superficial temporal artery, it is the smaller terminal branch of external carotid artery. Arises with, so this termination of external carotid artery is within the parotid gland, behind the neck of the mandible. As the artery ascends, it crosses the zygomatic arch, lies superficial to the temporal fascia. So this is the superficial temporal artery, which is run in relation to the base of parotid gland, otherwise upper surface of parotid gland. So when it runs upwards, it crosses, this is the zygomatic arch. Above 5 centimeter above the arch, it divides into anterior and posterior branches. So here it is related to the superficial temporal vein and also the auriculotemporal nerve. So these are the three relations of the base of the parotid gland you should have learned. Now you should remember these three relations in the base of the parotid gland. So this superficial temporal artery, again, it is an important artery to supply the scalp. We should have learned in front of the auricle. So this is the large artery in front of the auricle supplying the scalp. Branches, transverse facial artery sometimes arises from the superficial temporal artery. So this we have learnt in the arterial supply of the face. Also the anterior auricular branch, zygomatico-orbital artery and middle temporal artery. And also these two are the branches which supply the scalp in front of the auricle. Anterior branch or the frontal branch, posterior branch or the parietal branch. So the last large terminal branch of the external carotid artery is the maxillary artery. So larger terminal branch of the external carotid artery, again which arises within the parotid gland. So the termination of the external carotid artery is exactly behind the neck of the mandible. Maxillary artery has extensive distribution to the upper and lower jaws, muscles of mastication, palate and nose. Otherwise, this maxillary artery is called as inner facial artery and facial artery is called outer facial. That means you should just think of the outer part of the face that is supplied by the facial artery. Inner part of the face, that is the orbit, nasal cavity, palate. So everything is supplied by every part is supplied by the maxillary artery. So it is called inner facial artery. So this maxillary artery itself is having a long course in the infratemporal fossa. Then it will have about 13 branches. So this we will cover separately in the other class. So we have completed this branches of external carotid artery. Mainly we have learnt in detail except the maxillary artery. The maxillary artery we will see in the next class. So those who have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe now so that you will receive the continuation of the head and neck classes.